Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It is Wednesday, August 25th, 2021. I hope all of you guys are having a good morning today. Really quickly, before I get into the meat of today's video, I just want to touch on something that I was thinking about last night before I went to sleep. You know, back a few months ago, when we started to pick up momentum, the ape community, ape nation, and people started to realize what we were doing was more than just trying to get a short squeeze across the board, that we had a broader goal and this community was going to stick together, and buy and hold became, our war cry. There were people who were making comparisons to us and saying that this is kind of like a David and Goliath story, how we represented, the young, unproven warrior. David and the hedge funds were representation of the giant killer Goliath. And I forgot until I went back and actually read the passage what happened at the end of the story. But at the very end, David actually pulled out his sword and cut off Goliath's head. And I think we have an opportunity right now, after all the momentum we've drummed up over the last couple of weeks, the past 8 months, that this possibly could be our beheading of the hedge funds. If we can take advantage of the opportunity in the next 48 to 72 hours and press on the market, keep the buying pressure up, and replicate everything that we did back in the beginning of June right now. But we gotta press. But before we get way ahead of ourselves,
cue the speeder.
And you just said that on camera. This going viral.
guys, thank you so much for crushing it and getting me to 1,000 subscribers. If I haven't earned your subscription yet, this is the way. All right, guys, so let's jump into what happened yesterday. In my opinion, we saw a little bit of a baby gamma yesterday and maybe a little bit of FOMO. We have been talking last week. I made this video up here talking about the technical breakout, how we had touched up around 38 3 times and we were going to test it again, possibly at the beginning of this week. And if we could break through that technical number, we would see it. We should see some FOMO and a nice little rise in price. And I think that's what we saw yesterday. We saw a little bit of a baby gamma squeeze. It was not a short squeeze. It was not the Moass. I mean, guys, we made $10 a share yesterday. It was a nice little jump in price, 20%, but it is nothing compared to the numbers we will see. Now, as far as today goes, let's take the worst case scenario. Let's get that out of the way, and then we'll talk positive. Worst case scenario, history repeats itself. For the last 6 to 7 weeks, we've seen on Monday and Tuesday, there's been a lot of buying pressure. We've had spikes. And then in the latter half of the week, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we have seen short ladder attack after short ladder attack after short ladder attack. And they have driven down the price, whether it be below 40 or 35 or 30 even, so that they don't have to exercise all the options and the calls that retail's been buying consistently, thinking that we have enough buying pressure to sustain those numbers. And we just haven't had it. And I'm sure that they have been illegally short ladder attacking this stock, because they just don't have, just look at the ratios. The buy to sell is 3-4 to 1 some days. There's no possible way that could happen in real life. And we know that's been happening. So worst case scenario, today we see the same thing. We see short ladder attacks. We see high volume. And the price of AMC somehow goes down. All right, now let's talk about the positive. Now, what are some realistic aspirations we could have for today? First of all, we're going to be looking at technical numbers, 45, 50, 55, 60, and so on. So every 5 or 0 ending number is going to be technical resistance for us. And why is that? Well, just look at this article from yesterday. This is from Market Watch, and it's NASDAQ 15,000, just another stock market number or something else. And the point I want to bring out here is, says Art Hogan, chief market strategist at the National Securities Corps in New York, told Market Watch on Tuesday that there is something to be said for the psychological impact that achieving a round number has on the psyche of the average American watching market movements and in sentiment for investors. Round numbers are always important because it brings the story of the market to the people who don't watch it every day. Hogan said nothing that the news stories on the achievements of stock indexes are heralded with more gusto on such occasions. And here's what I'll say about that. I think this guy's 100% correct. If we get breakthrough 50 today and somehow breakthrough 60, I think you'll see a lot of people whose eyes are on the stock waiting to jump on actually jump on. That's the FOMO we need. Now we're starting to replicate everything we saw back in June. And this time around, it has been guaranteed to us that there are no shares. Well, actually, let's take that back. There are 47,000 shares, according to Adam Aaron, that are out there right now. So, but there are not 20 million unvoted on shares that they can dump on the market. So if we get to 60, I think we could see a run that we have not seen before. If that happens, that could trigger the Moass. We've said before, it's either going to be one of two things. It's going to be a margin call, or it's going to be the number getting so high that it will cause a margin call. So if the banks aren't going to be smart enough to margin call the hedge funds and get those shares back, then I guess we just have to add the pressure to drive the number up, which will force their hand. And really at that point, that is us taking their head off. If we can get the number up past 3 digits, I truly believe that will be the end of the story. That will trigger the Moass for AMC, and that will be when we collect our tendies. So look for those technical breakouts of those round numbers and, the half numbers. That's what we're going to be looking to accomplish today. We need to keep the pressure up to do that. And let me see real quick to you new apes. A lot of you guys who might have bought in this area here, between $45 and $60. You guys have seen red accounts for a long time, unlike the rest of us who have been in this play for 6 months or more. I know you guys have seen a lot of red recently. You haven't even really seen green maybe ever for AMC. It's going to be very tempting if we get back up into this area here to sell when you see everything going green. Just remember, there are a lot of us who have been holding a lot longer. And believe me, when we were up in this area here, we could have made a lot of money up here. A lot of the actual apes from the OG apes could have made a killing up here. I'll tell you something right now. I have never seen this much money before in my life. Never. And we held for you guys, and now you guys got to repay the favor and hold for us. Because in order for us to get back to these numbers, it needs to be everybody in together. You guys got to control your emotions. Look at the green. Be excited about it, yes. But just remember, why did you jump in this play in the first place at $50 or $60 a share when you could have bought it 4 months before that for 10? You got in because you wanted life-changing wealth. You wanted to be a part of history. You wanted to see the Moass. And you wanted to get generational wealth transferred to your family who have earned it. Because this money that we're going to be receiving has been stolen from us for decades now. We're just recouping losses that they've already taken. Believe me, they've taken enough money from me. And in the last 8 weeks, they've taken plenty of money from retail on. We got to keep the buying pressure on. You got to hold. You got to have diamond hands. The diamond hands thing is it's real, guys. You really got to have diamond hands. So, guys, no matter what happens today, keep your eyes open for those technical breakouts. Keep the pressure up. Talk about it. Share the videos. Like the videos. Whatever you're going to do. Watch other YouTubers. Stay engaged. We need to keep the momentum and the pressure on right now. We have a small window to really crack these guys. And I don't want to miss out on an opportunity again. We need to prove a point today. We need to say we're not going anywhere. And maybe if we make a good enough move today, maybe we won't have to force their hand. Maybe they'll just get margin called. Who knows? But we got to keep up the momentum. That's so important. And I want you guys to be positive today. Enjoy yourselves. Have a good day. Stay positive. Stay strong. Stay the course. We're going on 9 months now. Gotta stay the course. It's so important. We gotta put this thing away. It's a small window. We gotta take advantage of it. We're at a very important crossroads here. We gotta take advantage of this opportunity. I believe in you guys. I'm holding for you. You're holding for me. Stay positive today. Have a great day. And keep your emotions in check. Just know this can go either way, but if we start going green and we start climbing, you got to have diamond hands. Don't paper hand this thing. This growth we saw yesterday, this 20%, is nothing. Nothing. We'll see 10 times that in one candle in a Moass. If you believe in the Moass, if you have conviction in this stock, in the play, and in the community overall, we will see these kind of jumps tenfold in 1 minute candles. That's a Moass. Concentrate on buying pressure and holding with diamond hands. That's the way we cut off Goliath's head. All right, guys, that's all I got for this morning. I wish you guys the best today. Have a great day. Stay positive. I'm holding for you. You hold for me. This is Ape Nation. I'm the Mandalorian, and I'm out.